Thank you very much, Alex. I'm very conscious from what Jenny said and what Sheila said, what you said, that yeah, it might have only been 6 years since I joined this party, but I think that demonstrates what this party is and what it can do and how it welcomes people with open arms. And I do take, my father does say that my grandfather on his side was a Liberal, and he says he's no a Liberal like you're a Liberal, Wendy, but I do feel very consciously that legacy of the party, and I'm very proud to be in a position to take it forward. First of all, I would like to start by thanking my good friend and colleague Alistair Carmichael for his 9 years of service as Deputy Leader. Since my election to Westminster 2 years ago, he has been a great support to me in navigating the processes in Parliament, as well as having the best stocked whisky collection in the Palace of Westminster. And although I realise Alistair was also previously Chief Whip of the Westminster Parliamentary Party when he was elected Deputy Leader in 2012, I promise all of you that it has not been a fix. I'm not intentionally following Alistair's career path, but I am proud to be following in his footsteps. And I'm grateful to him and the support of my other Scottish Westminster colleagues, Christine Jardine and Jamie Stone. My 2 years as an MP obviously slightly pales in comparison to Alistair's 20, but one thing that we all share and which does not change with time is our pride in representing our constituencies in Westminster and representing Scotland at Westminster as well. I have the honour of representing the home of golf, and I always joke that's my dad again. He's probably happier that I'm sitting on the board of the Links Trust than being an MP. It was certainly a very proud day for him. But anyone who knows me knows that I will always promote Scotland's true national sport of shinty. And I think I might be the first MP to have a shinty stick hanging up in the members' cloakroom. There might be some people who don't properly understand what we mean by a federal party. And I can assure those present today that despite claims to the contrary, the Scottish Liberal Democrats are not a branch office. Just as our Scottish MPs provide a valuable and significant contribution, we make up a third of the parliamentary party to our UK policy and decision making within that parliamentary group. The same is true within our party and the position that the Scottish Liberal Democrats have within it. Because the Liberal Democrats as a whole were the first to understand and the first to fight for properly devolved policy making, for policy making that really works for the people of Scotland and the communities in which we work and serve, that ensures that powers and resources are deployed to where they can be used to the greatest effect and benefit. And frankly, no other party has really caught up with that. We know that the Scottish people will get the best results when we work together. Differences must be respected and we must be equals around the table. And then and only then will policies on trade, on immigration, on the environment, those things that people really care about, and we know as Liberal Democrats really care about them because they tell us when we speak to them, which is something that we consistently do, then they will work for all the people of the UK. And we did know that already. And that is my role as the new Deputy Leader of the Scottish Party, to bring together the Scottish and federal parties, our members at Westminster and Holyrood, to work closely with Jane Dodds in the Senate and our sister Alliance Party colleagues in Northern Ireland, to support our councillors across Scotland working hard every day on the issues that matter every day. Together we're greater than the sum of our parts, together we can make change happen, and together we can provide new hope. And we know that only the Liberal Democrats offer a real alternative opposition to government, whether that's the SNP in Holyrood or the Conservatives in Westminster. The SNP are leading Scotland from domestic crisis to domestic crisis, and it's clear that they continue to put their passion for breaking up the UK ahead of educating our children, providing good healthcare, or properly targeting and tackling climate change. And I'm proud to work with Alex, Willie, Beatrice and Liam, who are consistently demanding better in Holyrood. But it's all not rosy in Westminster either. You might have seen that on Question Time last night, and I'm not sure who the bigger threat to the future of the UK is now, the SNP or this Conservative government, which cannot escape its own poor decisions, U-turns or sleaze. But it wasn't the SNP nor Labour who took meaningful action on that standards issue. It was us, the Liberal Democrats. We are the party who demanded answers through my emergency debate application. We are the party who held the government to account and actually forced action. Now, it's not often these days as a Liberal Democrat you get to speak before the leader of the Labour Party, as I did in leading that standards debate, and it's an experience I am more than happy to repeat. So all hands to North Shropshire in advance of the 16th of December. But in some ways I shouldn't joke. The UK government's behaviour wasn't funny then, and it isn't funny now. But it does show that it is us, the Liberal Democrats, who are serious about standing up for people in Westminster, as Alex was standing up for those suffering from long COVID again in Holyrood this past week. This government is letting down the people of Scotland, but the SNP wasted their own debating time this week by a meaningless censure motion against the Prime Minister, which simply produced nothing more than a nasty and rancorous debate that was an unedifying thing to take part in. It's a long list, the crimes of Boris Johnson, we all know it, but the debate did nothing. It didn't help people pay their bills or fight the squeeze in living standards. It didn't support our families. It didn't support our island communities without ferry services, and it didn't address the needs of those still suffering the effects of Storm Arwen 1 week on. When it comes to actual policies and actual change, the Liberal Democrats are delivering. The Scottish Liberal Democrats want our country to thrive, to be strong, to be prosperous, and to be fair. This is the vision that we now offer, and this is what I commit to fighting for as your Deputy Leader here in Scotland. Thank you, Alex.